Olsen's fiancé, Jerry, will tell her full story and why she believes sabotage may have played a part in the disaster. As for the FBI, they dispute any suggestions that Flight 427 was sabotaged and say they have found no evidence of foul play as of yet.
Now, as O.J. prepares for court on Monday, it's an intimate look at one of the forgotten victims in this tragedy, Ron Goldman. Now his friends have come forward to set the record straight about his relationship with Nicole. Diane Diamond has the interview.
Welcome to part 2 of Truth or Dare. The kennel and its little members.
This was Ron Goldman as only his closest friends knew him. In this home video of Ron, shot just a few weeks before he was killed, he plays a party game with other 20-something friends who shared Ron's dreams.
We had I'd say a close-knit group of friends, a little rat pack that we ran together, and he was always happy when we were all together.
Mike Davis and Jeff Keller were close to Ron in the final few months of his short life. The three young men had a lot in common. They spent hours together at the local gym and hanging out in their Brentwood neighborhood.
It's hard to make new friends and people you can really confide in a short time, and Ron was that kind of person. Very trustworthy, very reliable. If he said he was going to be at your place at 1 o'clock, he would be there at 5:00.
He was a warm guy, very open-minded. He had a big heart, but I think the most noticeable thing about him was the fact that he was a real person.
He was also a hard worker and waited tables at Mezzaluna restaurant to pay the rent. But his friends remember Ron as the life of the party. His playful nature is captured in this innocent game of Truth or Dare.
I love Gorbachev! In Brentwood! I love Gorbachev! In Brentwood!
He didn't really have too many inhibitions. He didn't mind dropping his pants in a moon-like effort to the street at 9 o'clock at night, so he didn't have any inhibitions.
Is that what he was doing out on the tree?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. And Ron was quick to laugh. That he was handsome made it easy for him to meet girls. His daily routine often brought him to this coffee shop, and it was here that Ron's life would forever be changed when his friends first introduced him to Nicole Simpson.
There has been so much said and so much speculation about your two friends, Ron and Nicole. Were they having an affair? Were they not having an affair?
No, they weren't having an affair. Simple, clear-cut answer.
A lot has been said about him driving that Ferrari.
We all have.
Flashy Ferrari.
We all have.
You drove it too?
Mm-hmm. Ron didn't even have a car, so it was almost like a favor. Nicole had two vehicles. She had her Cherokee and the Ferrari. And the Ferrari's, a hot car, so if he ever needed to borrow a car or something, she was that type of person. She was really warm and giving.
Ron Goldman was also the type to do a favor for a friend, like dropping those glasses off at Nicole's condo the night of the murders. It was an act that would cost Ron Goldman his life. But unlike Nicole, Ron's identity was not immediately known after the bodies were found. In fact, when Mike and Jeff heard the terrible news about a double murder involving Nicole, they rushed to Mezzaluna restaurant to talk to Ron.
And we saw three waiters right off the bat, and not one of them was Ron. And right off the bat, we were, really concerned.
I had this eerie feeling. I just knew. Almost like a bad omen. I knew that it had been him. I don't know why I had that feeling, and it was scary. It really was.
Today, it is still difficult for these likable young men to accept that their friend Ron and his dreams are gone.
What do you miss most about Ron?
I guess having the kind of person around that if you're down can pick you up. And he had an infectious laugh. He always had one of those laughs that made people just want to be in a good mood. So I definitely miss that. Just miss his presence, you know what I mean? He was a great kid.
Ron Goldman, brutally slain at the age of 25, survived by a loving family and close friends. Their final hope is that he will not be forgotten.
Just think about the victims here. Think about both the victims. Think about Nicole, think about Ron, and think about all the thousands of people that they have touched in their lives. Think about how they're going to feel now. What are they going to do? All these questions unanswered. So I feel for them. I feel for his friends and his family. I feel for Nicole's friends, family, her children. But where they are now is a much more divine place than where they were before. And they obviously are needed more in heaven than they are on earth.
Sadly, Ron Goldman's friends and family must relive the nightmare of his death beginning next week in a Los Angeles courtroom. And now there's a report that a strand of hair found on Goldman's body appears similar to samples taken from O.J. Simpson. Meanwhile, O.J. and Nicole's young children, Sydney and Justin, may be called to testify at the trial. We will, of course, be in court to bring you the very latest on Monday.